welcome to a rescheduled Matchday 13 matchup of our Elite Season 16 playoffs between the UPS Impastas and HG's Mercenaries. Joined with me today is Rux and Gabe has Bongo observing. I'm Locio. Rux, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm having a great evening. How about yourself?
Pretty good. We're up, we're alive, and we're casting CS between two good elite teams. Expect it to be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. These have been some really good teams. So, excited to see what they've got going for us tonight. Hope it's close.
Well, these teams have met once before, as is typical in the fashion of all of this, where the Impastas actually came out on top all the way back in match day 2 on Ancient 13-8. Neither team performed poorly, but the Impastas had three people had a 1.18, a 1.16, and another 1.16, which it's kind of hard to lose when you've got three people dropping above a 1.1 in, rating.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. And on the other end, the mercenaries kept it close without anyone necessarily statistically having a massive game. So if they're able to, get things right in that category, then that could close the gap for them.
Yeah, I think this is really going to come down to Pancake and Sui. Are they going to keep up their overall 1.1 across the season? How much Dirty's 0.86 is going to come up? And then how much the consistency of the Mercenaries is going to come through. Their full spread is 0.95 to 1.1. So we are talking 0.15. Yeah, 0.15 as variance between their quote-unquote best player and their worst player. That is a solid, consistent team versus the more scatteredness of a 1.15 down to a 0.86. It's going to be very interesting to see how this match goes about.
Yeah, 100%. I think the big one to watch on the Mercenaries side is Winter, who had their second worst game of the season last time these two teams met up. There's 3 games on the season under a 1.0. This happened to be one of them. So if you right that ship, and then suddenly in that 5-round deficit's a little different.
Oh yeah. Overall, even with all of these teams, they have fairly even ratings. The Impastas as a team have a slightly better rating, slightly better ADR, an equal impact, better enemies flashed, better cast, worse util damage, but a better CT rating and an equal T rating. So on paper, the Impastas are the better team, and they won that initial matchup on match day 2. So not only is this a grudge match for the Mercenaries, but this is also them showing that they deserve the higher rating and they deserve their 7-4 record that they achieved.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, these are teams that are, at least the Mercenaries, kind of coming in hot as well. So on a 4-match win streak.
Yeah, and we appear to be ready to go live into our first pistol round. We'll be getting some audio up here in a quick second. And we have the Mercenaries starting on our T side and the Impastas starting on CT as we get going into this elite playoff matchup. Nice
Wow,
slow.
it's a good setup for mid for the T side here.
Great mid to B smoke coming out as the 3 T's pour out through mid. Trut is going to see one, but Kirsting's going to get an instant head tap onto Sui. Hattie coming out from Tons, going to drop Trut. And this is a B site taken fully by the T's, who have major map control right now.
Yeah, it's really hard to see a way for the CTs back into this without hitting some monster frags.
Getting the head boost over B wall, unable to make any shots connect, but that's going to be scary. Kirsting finds one. Pancake's going to trade back. Winter and Chili will end that round on a double. 1 loss for the T's. Good, solid win there.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, the boost on the post plants the extra, but I mean, they were set up fantastically in their post plant, regardless of the boost. Again, there was really no way for the CTs to get back into that.
Yeah, I think on pistol round it's usually good to go for it. I believe I saw a kit. It's always good, just in case you find a couple head taps, you can really make it go out. Oh, a mid rush coming up from the CTs, and Dirty's gonna find an instant head tap with that USP onto Chili. Gotta buy head armor, boys, but Winter and Sean TV is gonna get 2 kills to frag back. Trut's gonna come in for 1. Sean's gonna find a second. Winter will find his second. And, the CTs made this definitely a reasonable round. The AK, I don't think is recovered. I thought there were 2 AKs on the ground. Oh, Winter's waiting for it. Winter's ready. He's baiting that AK out, and he's going to finish it off with a triple. All Winter and Sean. Well done.
Yeah, very nice recovery. Unfortunate to lose the first player off the headshot with the Uspis. That's, not what you ever want to see. And it did get a little dicey there for a moment, but I recovered it really well. Not able to save any guns. Pretty strong.
Oh yeah, definitely those Mac 10s coming in big there. Getting $600 per kill. That's 5 kills. It's $3,000 spread across 2 players right there. And then bonusing though at least one of those Macs into this next round. That's fantastic. Full rifle buy, except for one of the CTs here. Oh, and Trut's gonna get hard cleared by Sean. Sui will trade back. Chili will trade Sui. And we're now back to a 4v3. This definitely favors the T's. Having that man advantage means they can rush into a site, but they haven't gone for either site directly, just sort of floating into mid, getting those trades. Controlling Dust too, more like it's, Ancient or Nuke outside, really trying to make sure that they have that initial mid presence and they can then choose where to go from there.
Looks like they'll be finding the right spot, though. Just a single SMG close by.
Pancake gonna drop down out of window, maybe silently enough to get away with this. Sway is gonna find Winter on the lurk. This is big. We're gonna get another boost over window. Doesn't look like it. T's are gonna back off here and just play for this retake. They do have the better weapons here, trying to make sure they don't give out too many unfavorable fights. Oh, but that MP9 is gonna burst through window smoke, get an almost free kill. Half damage onto Kirsting before Kirsting can drop him. Chili's going to find one. Kirsting will find the head tap onto Sway. And not too bad of a post plant from the T's there. 2 left alive.
If anything, that's a little bit more damage than I would have expected out of the CTs, just given how far everyone was when they got into sight. But, again, that round never felt in doubt. Still really good by the T's.
Yeah, that under window player was really watching door and just not ready for Pancake to just W out of that smoke and just spray down with the MP9. MP9 is still dangerous at close range. Ooh, seeing a fast lower tons play. Trut unable to find anything. Sean will find 2 head taps. Pancake's gonna get a double right back. Man, force buying that M4 there turned into 2 solid doubles there. 3v3 for the CTs. They know that most of the T's are sided here. Sui is already up. Is he going to pull a Pancake? Is he going to get through this smoke? No, we're going to pop one. Not far enough into C. Might have gotten a bullet to land there. Got to see how this goes through. No real contact. This tons contact is going to be big here. If Dirty can get this kill, he finds Winter!
Wow.
On the long-range fight. Opens it up. The head tap by Pancake makes that look better. Hattie's 1 shot. Kirsting's 1. The 8K will find 1. Did Dirty see the second? The flashbang comes out. Oh, Dirty's gonna back out of this one. Doesn't have the kit, doesn't have time. And he might get the death from the bomb, and he will. Kirsting will not save his AK. Dirty will bring it through to the next round. 0-4, but the CTs are looking strong here. They are not giving up without a fight, even 0-4 right now.
Yeah, that was a really strong round. Pancake being able to get out of lower tons after the first 2 kills was so massive and gave them an opportunity on a force buy that outside of his A1S wasn't all that strong.
Yeah, that M4, especially for the cost, getting a double there, huge into lower. Another force buy out of the CTs, but after such a good round saving the AK, you could see this happening. An aggressive presence from the T's out of into long doors, but nothing out of it. Chili will find Sui in this lower Tons contact seems to be pretty popular right now. That lower mid, lower tons area. Oh, upper mid, upper tons. This is going to be interesting contact. The smoke walkout. The spray's going to come down. Chili and Sean are going to find one. Trut will find a kill onto Hattie in a different part of the map. But now this is fully open onto B. But with bomb in mid, oh, Pancake doesn't look for the crossplay even through the smoke to try to pop that. Bomb is going to go onto B. Pretty free of a plant. Probably a save from the CTs here.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I mean, at a certain point, you need to, start hoping for rounds. But it hasn't felt like anything is, things have just not been going their way. I guess I'll say they haven't misplayed anything too terribly. Just not, working in their favor right now.
Yeah, I think they've had a lot of actually like good individual moments, just not enough to put everything together into a round win. Now, we don't have the map bans right now, but with Mercenaries being the higher seed, I would wager they would take first map choice. So that would mean that this would be their map right now. So not horribly unexpected to see them win here, especially at this level. These teams are very good.
Yeah, 100%. And they're clearly confident in their T side. I think they've got good ideas on how they want to take space and pause in the mid round and then explode into sites.
Yeah, full buy or a partial buy again. This has been a lot of buys out of these CTs. Like the CT economy is not fantastic, but seeing near full util 4 rifles across the board after 2 saved is impressive here.
Yeah, it's a testament
only 1
to the
save. No, it was 2.
Testament to the kills that they've been able to get, especially on some of these cheaper guns, the MP9s and the like. Able to stack on some money, keep playing.
Yeah, surprising to not see more of an anti-eco or a save come out of these, but the economy's working for them right now. If you can work a CT economy, that is huge. And finally, no early picks for the Ts. The CTs finally playing a little more passive, making the Ts come to them. A missed jump by Chili, but not really anyone there to punish that noise cue. Spread out ever. This is a major default by both teams, just waiting to see what contact they're going to find. Chili might find a bit of a friend here, peeking onto ramp. He's looking for it, but his head's not up. No contact there. All the way out onto site. Chili, I don't think he knows. He sees the head. He can't find the headshot. He finds him once and finds the headshot onto Dirty. That should open up A site as the long player pushes forward, but maybe not ready for the doors play. Sui will be ready for Winter. Sean's going to find Trut. And that opens up a 3v4 on this retake for CT. Sway could get a big one here. Will find Sean right there. Immediately drops for the rifle. Sui with the AK will find Chili on the A site, and this is now doable for the CTs. They're not quite ready for it. 3v2, they have the advantage. Sui onto Hattie. The op's gonna fire out. Kirsten gets one. Throws the molly, and it's a good bit of damage, but not enough. Takes the Tech 9 out. Will find the first kill. Down to 12, he is a bullet. Pancake can tap. Can he stick? Is this gonna go his way? Kirsten is dancing around. I don't know if he's trying to go for this, and he finally swings and finds the head. Oh, nothing can go right for the CTs right now. Oh, unlucky on the stick choice.
That was excellently played by them. I mean, I thought Sui did a really good job of just staying alive long and being able to play with the post plant. They were able to get some kills coming through mid, coming through long. But, I mean, heck of a job on the op to be able to claw that one back.
Oh, yeah, that beautiful cross hit. Hitting that molly drop right into elevator. Oh, and jumping is Kirsten. Trut's gonna punish that with the CT off through mid doors to suicide directly. Now Trut's got another one in his sights at Xbox. Down to only 1, goes back away from the fight. Chili looks for a swing. Finally, we see an advantage CT-sided with triple B stack. They're not quite sure what to do, and Trut's gonna find a second one on that Chili, and now Trut's starting to really feel himself out. If he can get going through this, that's gonna be a strong way for the CTs to come back. And this half is still open. 6-6 CT would be fantastic.
And really, we talked about the CTs being able to build, better economy than you'd expect with the win-loss so far. But on the flip side of that, the T economy isn't necessarily as strong as you'd think for a 6-0 start. This is definitely breakable at some point throughout this half still.
Dawn TV is gonna punish Sway for not being able to find the head there. Takes a bunch of damage. The op shot rings out from window. Won't find the first, but will find the second. Will find the third shot. 4K for Trut and shut down by Winter's counter op, who finds a double in there, and he's gonna get pushed and shut down. And there it is. The Impasta's on the board, ready to claw this one back in the half.
Yeah, if you like opping, you've loved these last 2 rounds with the amazing 1v3 on the op and then that 4K right there. Just some stellar opping. Great way to get back into the game for the CTs. And again, at 6-0, we're seeing the Ts on blocks.
Yeah, as you were saying, when you only let 1 live, when none live, when maybe only even 2 live, 2 can't buy 3. Like, the math doesn't work out there. And so the Mercenaries have been living on borrowed time up until that round win. Does look like we're going to see a force, but it looks like they really want to think about this, get this tactical timeout going, and just see exactly what they want to buy, maybe even where they want to go, how much they want to invest. Kirsting looks like he's on that op economy at 1600. Not going to get one next round, but setting up for it. The AK and full buys from almost everyone else except for Winter, who could pick up another nade or maybe even sell back some things and drop something for Kirsting. Looks like we're going in with what we got here. Let's see if the Ts take a more aggressive play in this round. Ooh, that molly at top mid might say that the CTs are looking to get aggro, but they're not. Trut's just going to hold, looking to get some more free kills, and we'll find one free one. Rings out a second shot, unable to find it. The Ts are now down to mid doors, finally with that smoke down. And the cat player is up here, but that's not where they're fighting. It's a mid-door fight. Sui gets a little bit of damage going on through the gray screen walkout. The smoke's going to go down, but not soon enough for the push-out. Sui finds one. Sui finds a second. Finds a third through the spray. Winter will put Sui down before too much damage, and Sway will find the last kill there. Great round by the CTs, and that is the way to start building up some of that eco that you really haven't needed to build up, but eco is eco.
Yeah, that's massive. I mean, to be able to very likely get a 3rd round here on the back of that as well, suddenly this half is wide open for the CTs to come back into it, and their economy's in the right situation.
Oh yeah, this could easily turn around into a 3-6 round right now. Oh, the fast rush out of A. The Molly's going to be a little too late there. With only one person here, there's going to be a tough spray down, and the Tech-9 will find the head of Sui. Pancake will trade 1 back, but Tech-9 for M4. That's a favoring CT side there. Pancake unable to find the next one. Trot will strobe onto Pancake's head and not even find the kill. Now the Ts have sight. Bomb's gonna get planted in a slightly awkward spot. A little bit of floating. The nade will find a kill from Sway. Dirty's gonna find one, but this bomb plant has already meant the Ts have done their job on this full pistol save right here. 2v3. If the Ts can get any more, Sway is gonna shut down Winter with that M4. Hattie managed to get through in the smoke, but Sway, after getting poked for a Tech-9, is going to put him down. 3 alive for the CTs. About what you're hoping for, minus the bomb plant going down. Good round.
Yeah, it got really sketchy with the initial fights on long. We had a pistol out on Pancake for a moment there. The molly came in late, just overall went not to plan there, but they recovered really well. Were able to get back in, get on the site, get the defuse, and clean up. So good recovery. You'd still hate to give off the plant.
Yeah, now we've got a full buy across the board for the Ts, slightly lacking on util. But this will be a very make-or-break round for the Ts, because if they drop this one, we're easily going 6-5 in this half. The op shot will leg or slightly hit through the wall onto Sway, but Sway's going to give Kirsting that extra chance by jumping up at Big Box for the spot. Finally, back to a T advantage after 3 rounds of CTs really laying the hammer down on these Ts. Not looking for it. The head dig's going to come out from Sui. Unable to find the kill, but we'll find the second one on the door fight to Sean. Backs up before he takes any damage. Oh, that's great from Sui here, really controlling. Pancake gets aggro into upper tons. Will not only drop Kirsting's off, but will drop Bomb. Winter's taking some damage in his fight. Pancake now all the way back out. Done the reverse boost. Now he's safe. Drops out with a noise. but no Ts are going to push him. Bomb is now recovered. Good job by the Ts. This is going to be an interesting question, as Ts have now given up all of their map control. CTs are not collapsing, but they're sticking 2 and 2, just making sure that the Ts don't have a free walkout, trying to limit the 3v1 possibilities coming up here. As the Ts seem to be getting ready to make this mid push, Sui is not holding mid door walkout, but holding for that cross into B. Could get a free pick here. This flashbang is looking to do some damage towards those B players. Not quite enough. A second flash goes into CT, but no one's there to catch it. Chili gets a mild flash right on his side. And here's the smoke committing to the mid to B cross. Sui will finally find Chili. Doesn't think to swing Winter. Winter's trying to make sure that they can get onto site. They're going to go through separately. Pancake's holding. Hattie will find Sui, and Pancake is just better and will find the head tap of Hattie. 4-6 for the CTs. Finally on this massive comeback. 4 rounds in a row is huge.
Yeah, I mean, that's a much different, like, that's a lot of contrast to what we saw earlier from the T side, where they were able to get so much space and play the rounds off of that. They had nothing once they got into the mid round. They had lower tons functionally. I mean, upper tons was under CT control and mid was under CT control. Really nothing else.
Yeah, after those initial fights, the Ts gave up all of their space and just reverted to lower tons and just waited to throw some util out. Seeing an aggressive mid play, Sway will only find 1 as Chili trades Sway out instantly. The AK spray down from Dirty will find 2, find 3. Hattie will finally end his reign of terror, but Truth is right up here, swinging with the op. Doesn't know that he's lower mid. Could this turn into another kill for Hattie? No, Sui is ready for him, peeking into lower tons, finds that head. And that is 5-6 heading into our last round of the half. Decent buy for the Ts. We are going to see at least 1 op for Kirsting. Op, full armor, and a smoke.
That was an insane spray down by Dirty. To be able to get the second and third there was really awesome. Got a little sketchy with the op out there on Cat, but I mean, hey, it worked out for him, so can't be mad at it.
Apparently, Kirsting doesn't have the hot hand right now. He's going to drop that off to Chili. And Bomb is going to have a little cozy time, but Chili is going to find an opening kill onto Trut. I believe that's at Cat right now. As Sway now has upper tons control, but doesn't know that there's 2 sitting lower tons on him. But he should be given this call out. Should let his teammates collapse. Yep, into mid. Gunshots heard here. Sway's just trying to make sure he doesn't get swung from any weird angle. He's going to catch a nade out on Winter with a free kill right there. CTs are starting to show their dominance and why this team won in their first matchup in match day 2. Let's see. Kirsting will find Sui for a nice head tap. Finally, the T's showing a little life, coming back into this, trying to end this half with a lead. Kirsting makes it all the way up to sight. This cross smoke, Sui will spray and not give out, but Dirty's gonna find Chili. Pancake finds Kirsting onto sight, and now the CTs are back alive again with a 3v2 advantage. And Sean, as I say that, will find Sway and find Dirty. Pancake will trade back onto Hattie. Bomb is down. I don't know if Pancake knows about it, but he's heading there. If he doesn't, he'll know about it pretty soon. It is just down to this 1v1. Pancake definitely sees Bomb now, knows where Hattie is. He's gonna swing or be swung, and will take it, and will tie this half up 6-all. Well done by Sui and Pancake, as we see there. 10-10 for Sui, 11-7 for Pancake. Great damage across the board. Top damage of the server by those two right there. Fantastic half.
Yeah, great recovery from the CTs there. What I thought was really nice was Sway didn't have a massive round statistically. It's not going to show up that way, but the ability to get up upper tons, get that control, see that nobody's there, go get the pick, lower tons, and then get out with your life and the information, knowing that they can't be B. I mean, that's just so valuable for everyone else to play the rest of the round. It got really dicey over on the A side, but I mean, in part, that's because everyone was there because they knew, based on that information, what was going on.
Yeah, you're not going to see that in the impact score line, but that's going to be felt by your team and by your teammates on just your ability to get that presence. Finally, we're swapping halves. We've got the Impostas on our T side now. And Sway is going to get an opening kill onto Chili. Kirsting is going to trade back onto Sway. That is a 1-for-1 there. The cat swing isn't going to do anything, and Dirty's going to come away with a kill onto Hattie there. Sean now stuck CT, hearing all of these footsteps come up Cat. He's looking to try to take a fight. Pancake's not going to give him anything, but he's going to look away, and Sean's going to get a free kill. Sui will find Kirsting, so the T's and CTs are going to trade back and forth this round. Sean looks away, will live to fight another day. Sui will jump. He should be heard about. Sean will know that he's here, but he's going to be looking the wrong way. Trot's going to find the kill onto Sean. Winter is going to swing, gives himself away if he wasn't already by that pistol shot. Sui going to drop away, going to look to try to make a better fight for himself here. That Glock unable to find any kills, and that recovered USP will find the head of Winter. 7-6, and we see our first lead for the Impostas.
Yeah, I mean, this game has completely flipped. It felt like all the momentum was on the Mercenary side, and then suddenly everything has changed. And we are now 2-0 on the T pistol. It's been really good there, and really both instances the CTs didn't have much of a retake chance.
Yeah, T's definitely, with that ability just to W key into someplace, Dust definitely has a lot of benefit there. Not seeing a mid rush from the CTs here, seeing actually a long push here, and if they get aggro enough, they could find the bomb is sitting out here. That should give them the bomb spotted onto Pancake, which isn't really enough to do anything with, but it's useful information.
Yeah, it looks like off that bomb spot, they're going to be going the completely other direction, which is going to be the right call for them to go hit that B site now.
Yeah, and this is that cat and mouse game that you're used to seeing between T's and CTs, just trying to decide which site's the better site to go to, where's our best advantage, where's our best chance to get this round win. And that Galil is going to find the head of Chili. Sway now opens up A site. This is going to give the CT something to think about if they just wrapped around and went back up to Cat. The bomb is actually thinking about going Cat right now. He's not even sure what to do, but Sway is just going to be a madman, swing whatever he wants here, find another kill onto Winter. Sway is just feeling himself this round. That is a great way to keep the pressure on. Sui's going to find another one, finds the final two CTs at top mid, but only good for one. That P250 should recover a Galil here. Trut's going to find one, and Dirty will find the second. The MAC-10s will shut down any other hope that the CTs had of trying to make this round a little more painful.
Yeah, I mean, with the 3 up mid there, it looked like they'd at least have a good opportunity to get a gun, but they did a really good job of not letting that happen, kind of closing all the gaps and not letting them get anything out of the round, just the one kill.
Yeah, that P250 landed a nice shot, but those MAC-10s can just spray through anything. Well, we're going to see a mid-fight here. The jump across is going to get an op shot to go out, but nothing found. No leg, no chest, not even the door.
They did just see the one cross, though, so interesting there. They don't know if there's... Now they probably do. Did not know if there were 2 across.
Sui taking a not-so-great fight between the MAC-10 onto Cap, but walks away with a little bit of damage done to him and a little bit of damage done to himself. Not a bad trade-off when you get that bit of intel that someone's playing a more aggressive position, Cat. T's have stacked up long, though, as the CTs have not fought over it at all. Seeing an interesting default from both of these teams on their CT side. Stacking 3 towards A, 1 up Cat, 2 onto site. Oh, Sui could get punished here. He just dodges out of those bullets, but goes in for the fight, and Hattie's going to put him down. But Pancake is going to get the double spray down with the Mac onto site and get the block kill onto Winter, boosted. 75 HP, still alive. He's doing all this work and can't even get shot at this rate. Looks like we're about to see a save from the CTs. Yeah, saving that op, saving an M4 and armor is big here.
Yeah, Pancake's having an incredible performance. Even when they were starting slow, looked really, really good individually. And now that the rest of the team's behind him, it's even like more so. Very helpful to have everyone else, popping off with you.
Yeah, with the way Pancake is playing, Impostas are showing that they're here to win. They're here to make it into the next round. They're here to take this rescheduled match day and take some great momentum into the next time they play, which should be Tuesday. Gonna get initial contact here. Pancake is gonna find a 4th, and Dirty is gonna find a 5th. No rifles saved for the CTs, and the op recovered by Trut. This is fantastic. The T's could ask for nothing more than this.
Yeah, I mean, really incredible. I don't think we've seen a round win since Kirsting's op clutch. I don't even know that we've seen a mid-round really advantage since that point. It's been really difficult for them to find anything, and now they're stuck on pistols going into a potential 10th round for UPS.
10th round's not a bad one to give up, but this lower mid rush is going to get heard by Sway, who's going to drop this molly and make sure that they can't get out to him too quick. We'll throw the smoke. Winter will find a kill onto Dirty. Pancake trades Winter back out. I mean, pretty good trade considering USP versus rifles. But A side is going to be easily taken. Oh, the gray screen walk up by Sway, getting a little too big for his britches. Hattie's going to find an almost free one. Trut's going to get Sean. And, 3v3 with one rifle here. I think these two pistols are going to go for it, and the AK is just making sure that nothing's going to happen. Sui will find Kirsting poking his head out long doors. Hattie's going for the boost. Will find the shot with the AK. This is back to a 2v2. Catches a dome for his trouble from the player on ramp. Chili's going to push up with that 5-7. Pancake's going to end Hattie and end Chili. Pancake can do no wrong. He is dominating this match right now.
I would have thought, in line with you, that the pistols were going to be the ones going for it. The AK just going to stay close enough they can engage, if the pistols get picks. But instead, you see them boosting the AK up over the smoke, letting that being the point of contact. So really interesting there. Got that first kill, so did kind of bait them into the retake a little bit. But, I mean, it certainly could have worked out for him.
Yeah, honestly, getting down to those 2 kills, yeah, you don't keep the saved rifle, but it's not the biggest deal in the world to not keep that over there. Like, everyone's doing pretty good here. Kirsting's got his op back. We actually have a second op onto Winter, interestingly enough, and everyone else is on a full buy, as you'd expect, so overall, not the end of the world, because you're still playing 6-10. You didn't really hurt the T economy, but I guess Sway is pretty poor, so you got something out of it.
Yeah, for sure. With the double op buy, though, that's a lot of money invested into this round. You really need it to go your way.
Yeah, at least recovering those, if not saving both of them completely. Sean is going to get mollied off here. The T's don't actually know he's here, but it's an assumed thing. That drop will sort of give it away, but now doubling up here. Winter, Sean is going to find Pancake. That is huge. Even if Sway finds Sean right back afterwards, getting Pancake off the board is got to be the #1 critical thing for the Mercenaries to do here.
Yeah, I mean, the drop off kind of worked for him. Just baiting that there was not going to be anyone there and getting him in.
Oh, Winter is going to get dropped by a great shoulder edge out of the smoke by Sway. Chili will find one. Sui is going to find Hattie. Kirsting is going to find Sway lurking through CT. But this A smoke is going to give the T's the bomb plant. Chili is already actually up on Cat, taking a few pot shots, but that molly will get the bomb down. And Chili now has this decision to make on how he wants to approach this and where his op teammate's going to come from. This smoke is going to make it tough. He's already out past the smoke, but he's known about. He's got to land this headshot, but that flash will land perfectly, and Trut's going to get it, and Sui is going to swing for Kirsting, and that might just put the nail into 12 for this Imposters team.
Well, don't go too fast, because it looks like there's a consideration of buying back into this round. I mean, we've got the 2 rifles out so far. We're seeing the timeout, so definitely giving this one some consideration. They may be trying to keep them off of match point here.
I mean, this is the ballsier play to say right here. If you buy into this round, you're almost saying that we need some momentum coming in here. We need some momentum to hope that we're going to make this to a 12-12 matchup. But also understand that if you buy here and drop this 12, your buy in the 19th round is going to be abysmal.
So with just a couple seconds left, we still have Kirsting and Winter. Winter goes all the way down, but Kirsting's still saving 2K. A little disjointed, maybe wants the op next round, but it's not going to be much around it if that comes to pass.
An op and 4 MP9s maybe is good enough. Hattie, is finally all the way up. Sean gets an early pick onto Dirty, and Hattie knows that there is no top mid presence. He's got a buddy here. This long peek outdoors is going to punish him. Sway's going to find one. Kirsting will put that deagle to work and end Sway. Should recover the rifle, and he does. This is now around. Oh, Chili's past that molly. He should know they're already on to B, just wants to make sure he's not going to get caught out, is not making any steps. He knows he's not been spotted. He spams with the MP9, is going to take down the Opper. Gonna find a good contact, but can't land any shots, so Sui will end Chili before too much longer. 3v2, this is going to be doable. Here's your retakes, boys. This is why you have refrag. You gotta run these. Your weapons aren't as good, but you can make this happen. Sui will take some taps with the AK. Oh, the FAMAS can't quite find the head tap onto the car player. Pancake's gonna end Sean. Pancake will end Winter, and Sui will end Kirsting. And so much for the 3v2 recovery. The T's are just better. The Impastas now have 6 match points to end this.
Hey, they did get enough kills in that round to make it close enough that I mean, at least they're able to bring something into this next round. We have an A1S out, we have a FAMAS out. It wasn't or it's not as we talked about, just the MP9s and the op and a dream. They've got a little bit of something to work with here, which is pretty big for them. But surprising to see that one go the other direction with how much control, how much map space the TTs were able to get from the get-go. Losing to the player in long doors was really unfortunate. It introduced a lot of unknown.
Yeah, this will be an interesting setup to see what we get. We do see that op dropped over to Chili, probably more with the hot hand here. Kirsting has had some good rounds, but he's consistently dropped that to Chili. Maybe he's got a better spawn for mid, because I could see that being a really good play for the CTs here, trying to make sure that they have something interesting. They don't actually. Even Kirsting has the better spawn for mid. Hattie's going to get an invisible cross, but no one's even watching. The T's are going straight W, but Hattie does have the molly down. No smoke's going to down, and he's going to burn. Right, he's going to find almost the whole second. Pancake will finally find the head tap onto Hattie, but he's down to 36. He's only a couple of bullets, and this is a 4v4. Yes, the CTs don't have as good of weapons, but the bomb here, and they're already all here. 40 seconds to go. This is map point right now, and Trut is going to find Kirsting with a beautiful shot in upper tons from that up. 3v4 for the CTs. They need something here. This molly could come out, could burn, could get Sui out from behind car for 10, pushed up into the smoke. The jump's not going to be enough. Sui's going to find both of those headshots. Just one left alive. Winter's got to pull off something magical here, but unable to find anything. Sway will end his day, and that is map number 1 for the Impastas. 13-6 on Dust 2. Pancake with a 122 ADR. That is how you put your stamp onto map number 1.
Yeah, look, Pancake gave them all the time that they needed for the rest of the team to catch up and get into the game. Played really strong early on, and everyone else kind of got up to speed, and they ran the table those last 13 rounds. Really, really impressive recovery and push through afterwards.
That is a great way. Even if that was their map pick, we don't have full confirmation on the map bans yet, but that is still a great way. Especially that is actually something to really think about. That is a 13-0 run by the Impastas after dropping the first 6.
Yeah, so what does that do to your mental? I mean, you feel like you're winning, you're doing really well. I think you're aggressively taking map control, and then suddenly things start slipping from you. It's hard to recover from that. But on the flip side, it's also hard to recover from the 06 and mentally be strong enough to go on a run and feel like you're confident, feel like you're doing the right things. Which, I mean, you and I had both mentioned they were doing a lot of the right things when they were down 06. So I think it was only a matter of time, but believe that and keep doing the same things. Huge props.
Yeah, I think that this is something that as the mercenaries, you really have to be able to, brush off. You really have to make sure that you don't bring any of those thoughts into the next map. and that you are clean slate, 0-0, doesn't matter what the last map was, and you just have to get going here. I think we
Yeah.
will end up going to a quick break here before our next map, and we'll be back with whatever that is. Welcome back to our map number 2 of our rescheduled elite semifinal season 16 between the Impastas of UPS and the Mercenaries of HG. The Impastas came out with a very big win on map number 1, and we're here to see if the Mercenaries can send us to a map 3. I am joined again by the lovely Rux and the ever-present Gabe has Bongo. How are you boys feeling?
Yeah, feeling great. Really interesting map on this past one. Excited to see some train. This being one of the maps that we just saw get updated. So not too much different. Some cheeky holes that smokes were being thrown through, but probably nothing that's going to impact this game. But worth noting.
Cheeky smokes? Nah, CSC players know all of the cheekiest smokes.
That is the truth.
We're definitely going to need to see an impressive performance out of the Mercenaries here just to stay alive and bring this to a map 3 to have a chance to win this.
Yeah, I mean this is a team that had been really strong coming into the game, and struggled mightily in that second half. Really, those second 2/3. So need to get something together here.
Seeing a fast contact out of A main onto A as all the CTs have rotated through here. Pancake, the hero of last game, is going to come through and find Chili. Winter's going to find one. Winter's going to find two as Pancake's unable to drop him. Walks out of smoke again. He's a magician. He's here. He's gone. Hattie's going to get a TK onto Winter. Hattie will then finally end Pancake. But is it too little, too late? Sway is down to just 5 HP. But he can make this happen, as we've seen him hit some impressive shots. We're going to get some contact. Kirsting is going to end Sway before he can get any further. Both of the T's are all the way back through the back of A towards Ivy even. Unable to see here, but Sui isn't going to tap the bomb. He is going to go for the fight, not go for the bomb tapping. Kirsting is going to end his day, and once again, we shall see the Mercenaries go out to an early lead.
Yeah, well, in this one, it's a little more interesting with them being the team that has experience on train. So hopefully they're a team more, on this map, they're more able to carry that lead throughout the rest of the game.
Oh, they really are going to need to be able to carry that lead. They cannot have another disappointing performance like they did on Dust, where they dropped an 0-6 lead to lose 13-6. Seeing a fast play out of the CTs here all the way up into Pop Dog, up into B, but the T's were smart. They were patient. They slowed down. Sui is going to swing, but he's not going to get anything for his trouble as Kirsting's going to drop him fast. Dirty is going to try to do this. He finds one, but Hattie will find Dirty and find Pancake. That's going to just disrupt the CTs. Hattie's going to just wild swing like a madman and still manage to drop Sway. And this round is all but over. Trut's going to be left here with just a scout on B side, and he's going to be pushed. He needs to find just one shot to land there, and he can get the kill. He finds a beautiful headshot onto Hattie, who's just going for it all, swinging for the fences. Trut's going to find the backside, but Winter will already be there, and that Mac 10 is just better.
Yeah, still not quite ideal. Would have liked to carry that scout over because now they're rebuying a scout. Not exactly ideal, but that was a really, really nice headshot kill there. Really nice out of Dirty on the USPS as well in Pop Dog. That was a very nice kill, but otherwise really solid for the T's. And once again, the Mercenaries are off to a 2-0 start.
But this 2-0 start is about to run into 2 rifles, a scout, and 2 MP9s against 2 AKs, 2 Galils, and a Mac 10. So the CTs have a very good shot of making this still a difficult round. And if they can keep if the Impastas can keep the Mercenaries' economy low enough, then when they finally do come back, when they finally do get that round win, the Mercenaries aren't going to be able to handle the recoil. Slow default out of the CTs, and the T's have gotten through to Ivy and have silently wrapped all the way to CT, who are finally going to get spotted as Trut is dropped, coming back, looking for the information. Pancake now left in an awkward spot, fighting out of Z. Will find the head tap, This Molly is going to burn him for a bit. He takes a bullet down to 15. He's a bullet, and Hattie is going to drop him. Another nade into Z-Room is going to try to find some damage. Sui will find a kill onto Chili all the way up in heaven. Winter is going to drop Sway on the back end. Sui, one of two alive. Dirty is going to have a beautiful swing onto Hattie. Takes the long-range fight. Unable to find the first kill, but will find the second onto Winter. Now a 2v2. Dirty's got a shot at this. The bomb is planted for the T's as two smokes rain down. The ninja is possible now. There's a kit on Dirty. There's a kit on Sui. Sui tries to phase the smoke. Will get caught for his trouble, but Dirty will trade back. Sean is in the smoke with his knife ready. He's missing the knife kills. He finds one. He finds the second. He'll find the kill before the defuse can go down. And Sean is barely going to save that round for the Mercenaries. That had to be a heart attack waiting to happen.
Yeah, that was terrifying. I mean, it was like halfway through the defuse before we got the first knife hit. Thankfully, found him, was able to put the horror to rest. That's a really rough round for a lot of ways on the CT side. Big being, it's going to be hard to leave Ivy open the rest of the half with how freely they just walked right through there. It's going to keep them limited elsewhere.
A stack heavy into upper B already. There's going to be contact. That 5-7 is going to be better. Find the head and recover an AK here. Oh, Sui is looking for this fight. Unable to get far enough. Will take the bomb to his face before it explodes behind him. Takes a little bit of damage for his trouble, but is still in a very strong position to fight these T's coming out. Sean knows he's there, but doesn't see him. Swings too wide into a double peek. Kirsting and Hattie are going to end him before any more damage can be done. Dirty knows that he's going to run into a bit of trouble here, but on this eco, that 5-7 did some good work. Needs to find another kill coming up here.
This would
T's
be
have now
a crazy way to get back into this half.
Oh, Sean is going to end Dirty. Kirsting's going to find Trut. Hattie is going to find Pancake, and so much for a difficult round. But Sway isn't giving up yet. He's going to phase the smoke against Sean. He's got a bullet onto Hattie, but unable to find the headshot, and Hattie will end Sway. Not a solid round for the T's, but a good recovery.
Yeah, great recovery. Great to get the round there, because, I mean, we had an advantage with two pistol openings, and them able to recover AKs, so it's not like they were, significantly outmatched kind of going forward there, so Big able to get that balance back out.
Yeah, definitely going to be a full buy and a strong full buy out of the CTs here, even seeing double ops by the CTs, maybe probably holding gap, holding B, and Sui right there into upper B will find Chili peeking through the window, not ready for that long-range fight to be there. Sui must have had great movement to get up there, and the T's have very little space here as the CTs control all of A site, all of B and upper B right now, even as they give up a little bit of space here. But Sean is just too worried. He knows Pop Dog's dangerous. He knows that upper B fight is dangerous. He's not even sure where to go here. And the CTs don't have to do anything more than just wait around for the T's to try to broach onto either site and just have a strong defense here. Finally seeing some util. Some smokes fly into the A site. Kirsting is all the way up. If he swings into hell, oh, he's not being held right here. Sway is holding for that red train cross. He's going to catch one, gets a great spray down, even finds the second onto Winter, and that is a solid way to defend A. And these CTs are showing why they deserve to be here. Sean is going to find Sway. That is just the first kill that the T's have found this entire half. Hattie will make it 2. He now knows there's another Z. He throws the flash, gets past the Opper. The boost is coming in from the CTs. Sui will find Sean. Hattie finds Pancake, but the boost is good enough. And Dirty's going to drop Hattie. 2 left alive. 1 op recovered and 1 AK. Solid round for the CTs.
I mean, those were some fantastic rotations. Able to get that initial pick from Sui and make it back to the other side of the map to close it off from Ivy. I mean, playing all over the place, and that's really powerful. 1 for an Opper, but 2 for anyone.
We are going to see a timeout here by the Mercenaries. Looks like a tech pause, so might be having a connection issue or someone's needing to restart here pretty soon. We'll have to see if we can find out exactly what's going on here. But we are into our 6th round, and already the Imposter's showing better life than they did on Dust. And we all know how well Dust ended for the Imposters.
Yeah, I mean, if they're able to start the run here, then we're gonna have still in for a quick one. Really need to show some resilience on the mercenaries. Can't have that feeling of, oh, it's happening again. You know, especially if, you know, all right, you lost one, probably not going to feel too bad about it, but you lose 2 or 3 here, separate game. You can't let the you know, like I said, the oh, it's happening again. Can't let that trickle into the mental.
Yeah, you really have to be resilient, almost, you know, have amnesia, and we are going to be live again. Both teams have unpaused, so that tech was resolved fairly easily. And we are seeing an anti-eco setup out of the T's, but a lot of util is going to rain down on that A main, and Chili is going to catch 90 damage for his trouble. Dirty's going to catch Kirsting. Sean will find Trut. That is big. Sean's going to find a second one onto Sway. Chili finally recovers the op with 4 HP. Winter is going to find Pancake. And this A side, after all of that util just rained down on the T's, is going to be open, but Dirty sneaks all the way through into Sandwich. Will deny the plant. Dirty's going to find a second. Sui's going to find a third. And now this A site has been recovered by the CTs. Only an Opera left with 4 HP, unable to land either shot. Sui is a bullet. Oh, he's got the Deeg back out. If one bit of util rains down, he's going to end his day right here. The op shot onto E-Box isn't going to find anyone. They're already around. He's ready for it. He's worried about the swing. He sees him. He lands the headshot onto Sui. And that is the easy kill here. Still needs to do 64 to the next CT. He's going to get the bomb tapped. 40 seconds. He's got to respect this. The Deagle's looking for the swing. He sees the head poke out, but unable to make contact. He's going to stick the bomb this time. No, he's not. He's going to fake it. But Dirty's already pushed up. The op swings, and Dirty's just better, only needing to land the one shot. And a 4K out of Dirty, peeking out of that little gap in train after hell. Fantastic.
Yeah, Dirty had an incredible 3K to get into that 1v1. Did seem a little bit like a bit of plot armor there in that final fight, ducking under the op shot, and that Deagle shot looks like it might be a problem around E-Box, but I mean, incredible round from Dirty, who had a bit of a slow start, and that almost completely won by them.
Yeah, that was a great way to recover and have a good defensive play. Seeing an aggressive Ivy push here, but unable to get any damage out on the first one. Sway is going to miss his flash, but still find one. The off shot maybe still was moving, rings out for a whiff. Pancake will find one. In the meantime, Trut will find the second one as Chili swings him with that pistol. W's those pistols. Usually ends up in a good fight versus an op, but unable to get any real damage out after that initial kill on Sway. Trut will find a second, and this MP9 should trade up to an M4. Rifles across the board for the CTs, 3-4, but back into a rifle buy for this T side.
Yeah, it was a little bit scary to see the flash miss going into that peak. You know, not having any util behind you and 4 Glocks coming at you is a little scary, but you know, strong recovery, no big deal.
Oh yeah, if Sway hits that flash, I think he gets a triple there, not just the one.
Agreed.
Seeing an interesting setup by the T's. They're very worried about that A main util that has rained down, but an aggressive upper B push. Sean's gonna find one, Chili's gonna find the second. Way to play off each other, boys. That does not fully open B as Sui is holding the under walkout, finds the first one easily, can't find the second, but Sway will trade back onto Chili. Still 3v2 for the T's if they group up and walk out. Hattie's thinking of walking out upper. If Hattie gets out upper soon enough, he's going to catch Sway, but he looks like he's going to miss the timing here. So Sway goes back to Z room, and now Hattie's going to make them think about it. Trut is actually still here onto B. The CTs gambled that B was the site to B, and it was not. Kirsting is now deep into Z, ready for this walkout to see if the CTs are going to fight for it. And Trut looks like he's just going to sit back and stay alive, keep this op into next round.
Yeah, definitely gets scary there for a moment, but the retake with the op was probably never going to come in. So makes sense to save here. A bit of a blessing to catch the guys on B side pushing up with their pants down a little bit, because otherwise they didn't have a ton of options in terms of space that they'd acquired early on.
Yeah, the mercenaries had not done a good job of punishing that upper B play, so they finally did a good job holding it there. We are seeing some life out of our chat right now. Griffin has been our big chatter tonight, and apparently he is on the pancake train. Quote, where was it? Pancake is my goat. He's going to Prem next season, just watch. With the way he's playing tonight, he probably deserves to already be in Prem. But we got to see what he does for the rest of the match tonight. 4-7-7 isn't a great stat line for him right now, but top damage is top damage.
Yeah, Pancake's been really solid tonight. I definitely agreed. He looked like one of the better players in the server, and that's no disrespect to the other great players in the server. I mean,
Trut's going to find a good kill onto Chili here to open up Ivy. Does not see the second one cross. Maybe does. He's holding for it, and he's going to be ready for it. Sui's going to find another one onto the left side peeker. Sway is going to drop Hattie, and this round might be all but over. The smoke comes out. Winter will find Sway swinging without being ready. Oh, gets them the peek away from the flash, but swings back, still partially blind, and finds Winter. Trut has shut down this Ivy play multiple times now. Well done.
Yeah, it's a big adjustment from early on where we saw that round where they didn't have anybody Ivy at all. The T side kind of checks it out and definitely getting shut down now. The last few times they've been over there.
Yeah, the T's have not done a very good job of opening up sites on their own. They've really been relying on that aggressive CT play falling into a mistake. But we're going to see this upper B rush. Are they looking to, or this apps rush, looking like they're going to end towards B. Sui able to get away with the information. No damage exchanged here. Holding for the walkout, but is late to swing away. But Dirty is there to trade back. Chili is going to punish Dirty. Trut's gonna find Kirsting. Sway finds Chili. The CTs are defending strong everywhere. Hattie will find another one. Does he get the bomb plant off? He is. Sui is not gonna be able to find him. He's gonna spray into the smoke, but Pancake is the one to find it, because of course he is. And that is a 5th round, all tied up.
Yeah, great job by Trut, by the way, getting the blind deagle kill coming out onto the B site there. I mean, it's easy to get trapped coming out of Z and the rotate, so definitely really strong there.
Absolutely solid defensive play by the Imposters. After, again, dropping the first 4 rounds, they have stormed back 5-1. Not quite as impressive as 13-0, but 5-1 is still very respectable.
Hey, I'm sure that they're going to take it. I'm sure that they're happy with how this half has progressed after how they started.
If I recall, I think Train is still CT-sided, so this was a very good start by the T's, if that is so. Chili is unable to find anything as Sway is just punishing this A main walkout. The util that rains down, the accuracy of the spray. He drops his gun, unable to find the second, and Winter's going to punish the greed for the AK. Still only 1, not going to be much worth celebrating as you're still down into a 3v4 with no map presence. Pancake's going to blow for no information. Is he going to leave this alone, or is he going to be smart enough to know that that nade did not blow fully? Starting to hold for that gray walkout. Oh, and the smoke fades. Sean's missed opportunity. He's going to find one, but Pancake is there, ready to trade out his teammate. 3v2. CTs now control Ivy, A site and B site. The only spot left for the T's to be is where they are in upper B or in T spawn, and neither of which results in a round win. They've got to make it onto site in the next 45 seconds.
Good job in the CTs keeping someone close to Z, functionally playing as that rotator position, able to help out either place really quickly.
Sui not quite sure where the T's are going to walk off from. Swings wide, catches a glimpse, but no bullets exchanged. That molly is going to deny him any bit of space. The double smoke land down is going to give Sui a tough time trying to fight out here. Blows the smoke, but misses the timing. The bomb could go down. Gunshots right out. Dirty's going to drop Winter. Sui takes the aggressive. No, he thinks better of it. Hattie drops Dirty. He's in a 1v3. He's gonna try to plant the bomb, fakes it. He tries this fake strategy. It's not gonna work out for him, and Pancake is gonna find Hattie for the lead, and 6-5 with a rough bye coming up for the T's here.
It's another round of really, really strong rotates on this CT side. I know it started off a little bit slow for him, but you know, the rotates into that site came so quick after they made that first contact. Before the person, B Halls, even made it out, all three players were over close to B for the CTs, so really good stuff there.
The Imposters have done a fantastic job of rotating quickly and almost never getting caught in the early rotate. Beautiful movement here from Sui, ready to peek that window, but he's now there before the T's are even thinking about trying to take that fight. They are all cuddled onto the side. Oh, Hattie's thinking about it. The delayed timing. Oh, that was chilly. And Sui's still going to find the drag scope. Sui catches his head there. And he even is thinking about this repeak. He's going to jiggle, but not even scope in, just looking to know the information that they're actually fighting for this upper space. The T's now have to reconsider, down 3-5 as there was an A pick somewhere around here. Sway is already boosted onto Hell Train. Gonna try to catch a walkout here, but the timing's not gonna line up. Pancake holding that pixel on Sean, drops him. The CTs can do no wrong right here. Sway holding the strong position for both walkouts. The gray walkout is gonna get around. Pancake wasn't ready, but Sway is his shots from above raining down, and he's gonna deny any presence onto A. 5 alive to end 7 of the last 8 rounds for the Impastas. This is looking devastating for the Mercenaries.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we were talking about a little bit ago, where you cannot let yourself get stuck in the mindset of you know, being worried about the same thing happening again, of losing that lead that you got early. 7-5 is extremely, extremely salvageable on this map. This isn't ultimately that big of a deal, but if you feel like you're doing it again, then it's already over.
For as much love as we're giving the Impastas, gotta give Hattie credit for going 12-10 with 1,500 damage, top damage on the server. He is putting up all the numbers that he can, trying to drag his team along to a map victory here to send it to a third and final deciding map. T's are going for the aggressive CT swing around, or the aggressive Ivy swing. Kirsting able to get the information and get out with his life. That is important for this retake as the full wrap is going in to CT all the way through. They're going all the way wide, at least Dirty is, as they're going to spread through. Pancake's going to catch Chili peeking out of Z. They're taking the aggressive line, and Sui hits that, running onto Kirsting. They're not going to B. They're going around the world as Sui's going to drop Winter coming out of Pop Dog. And no CTs are anywhere near this fight. Sean has got these dualies. He's going to try to swing. We'll find the head tap onto Sui, but in a 1v5 ace clutch that has to happen here, that flash game is going to punish his teammate, and Sean will swing out wide as Trut will drop Sean for a very important T-side win here.
I love that pistol from the Impastas. Going back through the Z there, I mean, it faked me out with the radar, so I'm sure it faked them out on the server. It came to a clean A site, able to get the bomb down and really make it hard to get back over to the site.
I haven't seen it around the world in years now, but that was beautiful. That is a great way to execute it on a map that people are not super familiar with how new it is to the map pool. But this aggressive B run by the T's is going to catch all of the CTs leaned A. The footsteps should have been heard, but they were just waiting for that aggressive play. Sui is even held here into window, ready for the CTs to come up. Pancake, Sui, Dirty, all getting in on the kills there. It was a smorgasbord right at the top of Pop Dog. The jump spot's going to come across. Hattie's going to take a bunch of damage. Find no shots for his trouble. Find a little bit onto the deep player, and Sui will end Hattie for a triple for all of his efforts to go in. Well done. And a little bit of a visual bug looking on there. That floating AK. I mean, I know Sui's high on all those kills he's gotten, but his AK doesn't need to be halfway up the map.
Really impressive that Sway is able to get away with only carrying a dualies into that past round, and you know, not dying, not having any problem bringing in 5K into this round. That sets up the T-side econ really strong.
that gets the op whenever they want. I mean, we've even seen a MAC-10 being carried on to here. Sean finally showing some life for the CTs here, catching Sui coming out of window. That was a big thing for the Impastas to capitalize on and getting that upper B control. Let's see if the Mercenaries can do the same, as a lot of utils going to rain down on the main. The FAMAS, greatly improved, is going to find one, just barely unable to find Dirty on the second. Trut is going to catch Hattie, just looking not where anyone's even going to walk out. Kirsting's going to miss this first scout shot. Chili will finally drop Dirty, but Sui's going to drop Kirsting. You can't miss that many scout shots. You're not going to win a game that way. Util now raining down onto the back of site. Sui's pushing in close. Chili's here with an MP9, just trying to stay alive. The AK spray is going to miss. Sean's going to swing out against him. The AK spray betrays Sui, and now Trut with the bomb has snuck all the way past the CTs, who are going to hold on to A, probably the smart play, and Trut is just going to try to make it all the way to B site without making a noise. Plenty of time, 45 seconds, unless he's going to go back in. He's going to cause another around the world from the second round of this T side. Or maybe I'm hyping him up and he's just going to stand here looking at Z for a little while. As Chili's thought about it, Chili's ready for it, and the head tap out of Trut. Chili making that solo push, maybe a little ill-advised, now dropping his team from a 2v1 into a 1v1. Trut now has the bomb down. All favor now swing towards Trut on the AK, on the better gun, with full armor, with 68 armor, full health, and the head. Means that a head tap isn't going to be enough. Finds the first half onto Sean. Finds the head tap to end it, and Trut will 1v2 clutch that round. Debatable choices made by the Mercenaries at the end of that one.
Yeah, I mean, it makes Trut's decision to hold that angle after making over to B, look really good, but definitely one of those situations where he could have just as easily, wasted a lot of the clock, but it works out really well. Definitely caught him off guard, got a 1v1, and that's all you need in the 1v2 clutch.
Oh, yeah. And I think this Impastas team just really wants the casters to be wrong no matter what we say. They're just going anywhere we're not saying them. Sway is going to catch this aggressive B rush, almost gets caught with a nade out. Now strafing parallel with him, able to find the second. The USP's unable to finish the kill. He's trying to make it out of there. He makes it downstairs. He's got to escape. He's got to make out like a bandit with the double and live, but Winter will finally show some life for the CTs. Gets that kill as the aggressive tease lurk on. This Molly is going to catch his toes for a little bit. And Sway is right here. I don't know if Sway's ready for Winter. Sean's going to find Pancake. Dirty trades back onto Sean. This B side is open. These CTs are still showing life. AK, Molly, Deagle alive. Not really a viable round to get now that the bomb's down. But any more pressure. Sway is coming up here. Sway's going to try to catch timing. Sway's going to catch Winter not looking, and that's the AK down. Just a Deagle on Hattie left. The man of the hour for the Mercenary is going to need to either save this or pull out a real miracle of a clutch here. I think we're finally... Nope, we're going to get a contact from Sui here. Hattie gets a little bit of pre-fire going on. Not enough, and Sui's head tap powers are just better. And that is 11-5 for the Impastas before even a full buy comes out of the Mercenaries.
I'm fully aware of the buy that they were working against, but that was such an impressive round by Sway. The movement to get out of upper B was, that was awesome. And then to still get a kill on the 3 health to finish off the round, really special there.
The Impastas have carried over all of their momentum from Dust 2 into this train map, and they're just not going to let it die. Oh, great CT hold. Kirsting's going to find 2 now. Winter finds a second. The AK is now recovered. Dirty is trying to phase this smoke. That flash is going to catch him, but that nade will do 29 damage. It's pretty good. Good way to end it. But now, as last alive, we finally see the CTs looking like they can win a round for the first time in what feels like 11 rounds right now.
Yeah, it's the first time that they've...
Great head tap onto Hattie. Another head tap onto Winter, but Kirsting is finally gonna end Dirty's reign of terror as the CTs squeak out of that round with 2 alive.
That felt really scary for a moment there. That would definitely be the type of backbreaker that ends this game. But thankfully, put it to bed. And they've won their first second half round into this series so far. So hopefully that can, build them some momentum to, get something going.
It has been 10 rounds since the or 9 rounds since the last CT win, since the last Mercenaries, I should say, win before that. Oh, Kirsting with another op opening into A main. Without those smokes landing, that op is going to take control. But Kirsting unable to find the Ivy swing. His pancake is just better. The jiggle into the wide. Great head tap power. The shoulder's going to be exposed. Hattie's going to find one. Chili's going to find a second. Sui will put Hattie down on that great pixel angle from Bomb Train. But 3v2 for the CTs. As long as they don't give 1v1s, these Ts are not going to have an easy time breaking their way onto site. Another flank going to come out here, but the Ts have separated. There's a timing. The bomb is still okay. Does make it out of Ivy before any dangerous lurk comes through. Thought there might have been a bad decision going to be made by the bomb carrier here. But Sui is going to lurk in. He's going to take a couple of bullets before he even knows where they're coming from. Down to just 27. He's a one-shot for this AK. The molly's going to tick in, but Sean is going to avoid it. He's going to dance around it. He could burn on his toes if he stays here for too long. But looks like he's going to make it out alive, just trying to jiggle, trying to see if he can find something to look at here, but is going to back up. Repositioning. Chili is going to drop Sui after all that work from Sean, and now Dirty left in another 1v3 clutch after dropping 2 kills to recover in this one. If he can get another 2, he'd be in a 1v1, and we know that this Impostas team can win their 1v1s. Can he catch Sean? The timing isn't quite there. I don't know if Sean caught the look. It doesn't look like he did. Dirty thinks the bomb site is open. He's going to plant, and Sean is going to drop him. That is now 2 rounds in a row for the Mercenaries. Do the Impostas take the save here? Or are they going to try to force up?
It looks like we're leaning save. Really big to get to 7 for the first time this series. Oh, got a mix here. We got 2 buys and okay, looks like we're buying then.
Sway, Dirty, and Sui all on some kind of buy here. We're now seeing a full buy across the board, except for Trut, who's on 1,000 left over. But the T's are looking to make a game out of this. If they can take this round, Sway is going to find an opening, but Hattie is there to deny anything extra out of that lower push. Winter's going to find Dirty. Now just 1 rifle. Hattie is going to turn that into just 1. Chili's going to drop it, and that is a hold. There we go. Hattie gets another triple, putting the team on his back, and the support is there. Down to just only 1 dead. Great way, and that should put these T's onto a save with no bomb plant.
Yeah, and the other big piece of it is it looks like the CT economy is starting to get fairly strong. Chili has a lot of money. Kirsting has a lot of money. Purple does as well. It bodes really well for them, especially if they're able to get more kills here off the pistols.
Yeah, Winter is definitely got a lot of money here. 6K able to buy along with that 7850. You're easily able to get 2 buys out of this as long as you can recover. That's not going to be an issue. This is going to be a question about where these pistols stack up. 1 Deagle, P250, couple of Glocks. Deagle does buy armor. It's an odd bit of investment out of Sui here, but if he can make that Deagle magic happen, he can definitely turn this round on its head. Oh, we've got a close fight here, but Hattie's ready for it. He sprays in, trying to find the second one, but unable to. The double A main stack, if Winter gets a little aggro, he could walk into a buzzsaw. Oh, he's thinking about it. The T's are thinking about it too. He should have seen the cross. Sean's going to drop. Sway on the other side. Sees the first one. Winter might not know about the second. Definitely saw the peak. Sui unable to make that Deagle find as Kirsting just swings better, and Winter will drop Pancake before he's able to make any real damage happen here. 5 alive. That is a way to make sure your economy stays good, Mercenaries.
Yeah, I mean, this is an unbreakable economy, or about as close to it as you're going to get on the CT side. So they have a really strong opportunity to make this a game. Great job recovering, especially after what we saw last game. glad to see that the mental was there. They added in them.
The Impasta's on a relatively okay buy, not full util across the board, one off, which can be very good, but Trut's gonna burn a little bit, burn for 19 there, and we are seeing a CT side that has been reinvigorated, and these Ts, this Impasta team just refuses to take timeouts. They are just gonna brute force every round of this, no break, no pause, only gas. And we'll see what we're going to get. Chili's going to get lucky on the fight versus Sway. There is two here, unable to get away as Sui will chase down Chili, down Pop Dog again. And now we're seeing the T's still hold their footing here. Sean is going to get info without losing too much health. Trut's going to lose half of his in his interaction, just looking for a little bit of intel here. Sean needs to hold this. There's a T into upper. That smoke going down should make Sean's life easy. Winter's here to support him. That set of util should hold off any T aggression, as the T's have slinked all the way back into Pop Dog and into apartments up here. Seeing the T's on the back foot is good for the Mercenaries. They're going to need to keep the Impastas on their back foot. Hattie has a deep A main presence. If they don't clear him properly, he could be good for 2 or even 3. Oh, he gave up his position, but he's holding an off angle. He's just worried about the A main push, but if Trut swings this angle, he's going to catch him, and he does. Hattie, after holding for so long, is going to get punished on the timing by Trut, and now this A site is open. 3v4 retake for the CTs. Very undesirable position to be in. 2 M4s and an op versus 3 AKs, and Dirty's gonna find Sean getting a little too eager. The Opper has his 5-7 out, unable to find anything. Trut's gonna drop Winter, and that is 12 for the Impastas. We're still gonna see a solid buy out of the Mercenaries here, but that's gotta hurt your mental just a bit there.
Yeah, no, I think that they made it into the mid round in a really good situation. Got the trade early on and had a lot of information to play with. But as time went on, I think they overstayed their welcome, stacked on that B site a little bit too long, and it kind of cost them when they were able to rotate back through Pop Dog.
And just a couple of mistakes making those initial solo peeks, and Trut's gonna catch Kirsting just trying to crouch peek out of gap, and you're just not gonna be able to do that against T's when they have that advantageous positioning and able to get into that A main spot earlier without any util popping up. Oh, this is a nice little boost onto E-Box, but Sway is ready for it, and Chili's gonna get nothing done there. The T's, if they keep this up, they're about to head to the finals. They're about to fight for a championship. They just have 3 kills left between them and a slot in the finals. Can Hattie make something magical happen here? Has an op in Hell, dancing between Hell and Gap right now, trying to defend Ivy, A main, and a bomb site. He's trying to do everything. He has put his team on his back to bring them up to 9, which is 50% more than they had in their first Us 2 matchup. Sean holding a solid angle, not wanting to swing out, not wanting to get too eager. He knows his team needs to have his back on A site, so there's no way to get around him. He's not right, but so far he's not wrong yet. The T's have not taken any real space onto A site, and now they finally do, all the way into Gap. Hattie's gonna find Trut. That is a good opening pick. Finally, we see a little bit of normalization. Sean should call it the bomb's going down, but Sui is ready for him. And this bomb is going to go down. Sway is going to find Hattie, and that might be all she wrote. Winter forced out with that flash. Hits the first op shot. He needs to hit 3 more op shots just to make this happen, and in time to defuse the bomb. He's swinging through. He's Wing. He needs to hit this no-scope, and he's not going to find it. Dirty's going to drop Winter, and that is going to be the Impastas dropping the Mercenaries like a bad habit. 13-6 on Dust, 13-9 on Train. Absolute dominant performance. Pancake, after being the GOAT of 2 matches, falls off just a little bit to give Sway the map MVP at 104 ADR, 18, 17, and 9, nearly hitting that triple-double to end it.
Yeah, look, all 5 players had some really impactful moments throughout. They were just on their A game. I mean, it really feels that way. They were individually all very strong. We saw, I mean, for example, Dirty, who was at the bottom of the ADR there, had a 4K, had some really strong rounds on both maps. I mean, it's hard to play against that. It really is.
Yeah, this Impostas team is looking to be an easy shoe-in to making it deep into playoffs for however much is left. We were told this is semis. I'm seeing a little bit different on the website, but the website can be out of date. Either way, whether this Impostas team is going to the finals or they're just about to go to semis, it does not matter. They are a strong team that is going to make whoever they run up against very scared.
Yeah, 100%. It seemed like they had a really good idea of how they wanted to go find openings on the CT side. And in the current team meta, like getting those early picks on CT, allowing you to play 5v4. I mean, that's so powerful. Really strong.
The Impostas looked like they opened up both maps flat-footed, dropping 06 and 04 on the first and second map. Like they just didn't want to be here. Like they just didn't care. They were making good plays, but they weren't playing as a team. It took until the seventh round of Dust and only until the fifth round on Train for them to wake up. Like they're a little bit of slow starters, but once they got going, they just did not stop, and they took so many rounds in a row. 13 on the first map, and I think 8 or more rounds on the first half, between the first and the second half on map 2, that you just can't argue with the Impostas definitely being the better team today. They won on map 2. They won the revenge matchup. They have not dropped a map to the Mercenaries this season, and it's apparently going to stay that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those situations where they lost the first pistol in both maps. Uh, but as the rifle rounds, went on throughout the map each time, it seemed like the imposters were winning more and more of those. And look, pistols are incredibly important, but there's a lot of rifle rounds. So winning all those, that's gonna that's gonna propel you to victory.
Yeah, and the T side pistols, I believe, won all 4 pistol rounds and both maps. So it just shows you the strength of that run and gun Glock against the stationary, looking for more of those long range fight USPs.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, no pistol round better than that train around the world, which was really fun to get to see pulled out. And I mean, look, that's a call that takes some confidence. So, definitely knew that they were feeling themselves in that moment.
Yeah, an absolutely fantastic performance by the Impostas. 2-0 is a solid performance to go into the next round. That is going to be it for our match day here with the Elite. I think quarterfinals. Looks like the Impostas will be going up against Big Slime's Gloop Troop in the next round. We can look forward to that. Looks like the Challenger semifinals are going on right now. I do believe that is going to be it's either going to be our B stream or our A stream. Just going to look to pull that up right now. That is our B stream. So you can join over there on CS Confederation _B to get the lowdown on how that goes. The Drakes took the first map against the Leopards of Sav. And second map is on Ancient. That appears to be going on now. And I thought we had one more reschedule going on, but it might have already finished. I think it was our premiere matchup went on tonight. And that has finished already. Looks like whoever was streamed, it didn't matter. It was over in a very nice 2-0. Copypastas of UPS again winning. They're just a dominant franchise here in the upper tiers. And Shogun of OS dominated AVI Owls. So we should look forward to that coming up on next Monday. So if you want some more CS action, you can join our B stream. But for us here on C stream, I'm LowCL. Rux, anything left to say?
No, an awesome night of Counter Strike. getting the update, getting these great matches. So glad to have been a part of it.
Thanks for being here. And as always, we've got Gabe filling in on our observing. Done a great job. Got you some fun little graphics you're not going to see anywhere else. I hear him say in my ears right now that he's ready to do this again tomorrow on Tuesday, so we can have another full slate of streams tomorrow. And that is going to be it for us here. Have a great night, ladies and gents. See you in the next one.
Thank you.